Hello, I'm going to do my persuasive speech for class 212, and these are my audiences. Just my friend. Okay, let me set this up. Get everything here. You can see this. All right, so we can see that. Okay. A good old-fashioned beating. That's the only way that we can keep our kids in check nowadays. Sadly, the nowadays terms that people refer to when they say this has gone back 100 years. Many cultures still believe that this is the most effective way to raise their children. However, spanking children is not the most effective way to raise your children, according to Stephen John J. Bovalek, founder of the Family Nurturing Center. Spanking children is the least effective way to raise them. It is through the power of affirmative words that a child has the opportunity to have great success. However, when words are used inappropriately to intimidate children into submission, it is highly likely for a child to become psychologically damaged. Studies show that a child raised in a nonviolent environment have a much greater chance of carrying out a more successful life. So, achievement throughout their lives. Children, on the other hand, who are brought, abused, and neglected have a greater chance of ending up in prison or in jail, or possibly even dead. I'd like the opportunity to share the importance of child abuse and neglect. We see here that, so we say, why is it so important that we address the child abuse? According to child welfare, there are more than 1,900 children a year that die by the hands of their abusers. 1,900. Imagine that. Wow. Abuses can come in many forms. We see the physical right there and the loud shouting, even persuasive manipulation. Abuse, neglects, the effects of child abuse are many, many different forms. We can see here that the children become isolated. They become insecure. They're fearful as they grow up. There are psychological problems that come within the abuse and the neglect. I'm sorry, I want to make sure that I'm staying out of your way. But studies have shown that growing up in a loving environment home, as we can see here, they have a greater opportunity to be successful in life, to be more empathetic, do teamwork together. They get involved with communities and volunteering. So, as according to Stephen J. Black, world-renowned teacher of the Nurturing Center in Asheville. I'm sorry. According to him, the most effective way to raise children is absolutely no violence whatsoever, zero violence. We see here a chart of a chain effect when a child is abused or neglected. It starts right here and it can end up right here. It's pretty small, but you can see a little person in that bottle of alcohol, consumed with alcohol, drowning in drugs, and hanging with the wrong crowds. Well, those are things. The abused usually, in most cases, becomes the abuser, therefore ending up having trouble with the law, and probably at the end, towards the end of their life, end up at some point in prison, jail, or even death. How can we get involved to make a change? It's so important to get involved to make a change. I personally, work for Baby University, an amazing nonprofit organization, and we all work on the South End. And these are all places, Sofia Quintero, the Belief Center, and Flock. These are places that in our side of town, on the Old South End, have made a profound impact on people, the cultures, and changing the mentalities to break free and break through, making these breakthroughs at an effort for a life-changing event. They were actually recognized through the Toledo Blade not too long ago, and we can see there. I want to read that to you. Business civic leaders in the neighborhood have been quietly working together, address blight and attracted business, not through political groups or law enforcement, but rather the community themselves. So the community has come together to make this powerful impact on the Old South End of Toledo, and you can find that in the Toledo Blade. This is where I work, the Baby University. Right now it is not too famous, but it is quickly going there. And I actually have the opportunity and the privilege to see lives changing. We're talking about families. These are all actual families that attend and have connected and have stayed with Baby University for 2 and 3 years. They keep coming back because of the impact that it's making in their lives. I myself was one of the parents there, and then soon became a parent advocate, community health worker. Why? Why should we get involved? Because we should get involved because of our community. When there is crime and there is a hurt and drugs, and that not only affects the people that are doing it, that are living that, but it ripples out into the community, and it puts potential danger to the community and those who live there. So, the children are our future. We should protect them. It is our responsibility, and this is what we want to see at the end of the day. So in closing, it's important to know that physical abuse and neglect of a child damages the cognitive ability. It interferes negatively with the psychological, social, and emotional development of a child's brain. I ask you to imagine your child in these unimaginable circumstances, and ask yourself, how important would it be for you to try to bring an end to it? Their innocence is what makes our world pure, beautiful, and not to mention brings us so much joy. Our children are our future. Do not fool yourself by believing that this could never affect your family. Crime and violence and destruction brought by trauma is no respecter of class, race, or culture. Get involved and believe you can make a difference. Thank you.